Hey, it's Revstephaniedenise. Welcome back to my channel. I want to make a quick video. Let me tell you, you're going to see people walking in the background because I'm in the hospital. And I wasn't going to make this video, but so many people have emailed me, text me, and said, we haven't seen a post from you in a minute. Well, let me tell you, today I want to talk to you about a topic that's close to my heart, navigating hospice and palliative care for a parent. Navigating hospice and palliative care for a parent. This can be the most challenging situation and emotional journey that you could find yourself in. What do I mean by that? Well, we've gone through this. My dad, a couple of years ago, passed away. He had lung cancer. He actually was being treated with radiation and chemo, and then he uh, he went into remission, and then they found another, about a year, 6 months later, they found another spot on his other lung, and then he died instantly, and we weren't expecting it, right? And so now here we are, fast forward 2 years. My mother has had leukemia. She did about 90 days of chemotherapy, and it actually worked. She went into remission for 13 full months. 13 full months. That's a gift and a blessing from God. And so here we are now back in Kaiser. You'll see people walking back and forth, but we're back in Kaiser, and it's a tough situation because the chemo is not working. She's had 5 blood transfusions, 5 platelet transfusions in the last about 9 days, right? Which is a lot. And let me also talk about my daughter had an event that she had to attend in New York, and she's 20, so she wasn't ready for herself, I should say, to go alone. And she had asked me would I accompany her. And of course, this was about 6 months ago. And so I told her, yes, I will. My mother had come into the hospital. They said they were going to keep her. So it meant that I was going to be gone for about a little less than 72 hours, right, to New York and back. And I really agonized with that. But then when the doctor let me know, oh, she was doing good, she's accepting the chemo well, I was able to arrange with my stepsister, as well as my uncle, and my son to all be there within those 72 hours, for her while I was gone. But the guilt that comes with when you're dealing with that type of situation is so big, it's so great, right? And so really what I want to talk to you about is this is a challenging time. It is an emotional time, but with faith and with guidance, I think that we can find peace. I think that I can find peace, right? And comfort in this season. It is no way easy. You can see these bags under my eyes, right? I have no makeup on, hair a mess, but I'm here, right? I'm here, and I've been here, and I've slept at the hospital many nights because, for one, when they started the chemo, they give her the chemo at 12 midnight or 1 in the morning, right? And so, which is a crazy time, but that's when the chemo nurses work here. So I've stayed, and there's a nice couch slash bed in the room, and so that works out well. But let me give you my points, right? Because I always like to share points with you, and I'm just rambling. Um, it's tough, right? I'm not going to lie about it. It's tough. The first step in navigating hospice and palliative care for a patient, for your parent, is really to seek support. Right, you got to surround yourself with loved ones. Just a minute ago, I talked about calling in my mom. I mean, my son, calling in my uncle, calling in my stepsister. Right, calling in these people who can help support in this situation. Right, as my mom says, I'm her only born, right? I'm her only born daughter. And so in that case, right, you need help. I have a friend who works here in Kaiser, right? And she calls me and she says, hey, do you need anything? And I tell her yes, right? And I let her know what I need. So she brings me food, she brings me drinks, whatever the case may be, while I'm here, around the clock with my mom. And then, my kids the same way. They're pitching in, they're jumping in, right? And they have their own busy lives, but right, this is their Grammy. So it's a serious situation. But surround yourself with loved ones, right? Friends, and also a caring medical team. The team here has been good. They've been doing a really good job. My mom is like a miracle because, she had that 13 months of remission, and she has a terminal illness. It's been a terminal illness from day one. It didn't change to a terminal illness. It's been a terminal illness since day one, right? You also have to remember in this time, remember the word of God, right? Right now, I'm really meditating on Psalm 23:4. Psalm 23:4. I'm going to read that to you. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, right? Or even though I walk through the shadow of death, right? I will fear no evil, for you are with me, your rod and your staff comfort me, right? That is so important, right? So, yea, though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, right? Your rod and your staff are with me, they comfort me, right? And sometimes you got to repeat that over and over, whatever version of it that you may know. Right. Let me go to my second point. The second point here is that it's very important. It is very, very, very important to communicate, right? You have to communicate openly and honestly with your parent about their wishes and their desires for their care. Ooh, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. And why do I say that? We just went through that, right? We just had a whole meeting with the family, and my mother is tired. Right now, she's had, these 5 blood transfusions, 5 platelets, and her body is not right. She's not clotting. She's not making blood clots, right? And so she has bruising, right? This is serious. And if you look at her, it looks uncomfortable, and it is uncomfortable, right? And she has an aversion to needles, and they keep poking her, but she's not clotting, right? So what does that mean, right? You put all of those situations together, so it makes it very, very tough. And so, she's tired. She's tired. She's fought. She thought, 18 months ago when we first had this whole family meeting with the doctor, when she was first diagnosed, the doctor said she has 13 to 18 months to live. That's what he told us day one. And she was ready to just, my dad had just passed away. That was her life, right? She was ready to hang it up. But for us, right, we were not ready to let her go. We were selfish. We were not ready to let her go. And we let her know we were not ready to let her go. And she held on for us, and she went through the treatment for us, right? Not for herself, but for us. And in the midst of that, we got a gift. We got 13 months of Grammy, right? Grammy with all the energy, Grammy with all the jokes, Grammy with the sense of humor, Grammy with the love, right? We got that, right? Grammy cooking gumbo for us, right? Because I surely don't cook gumbo, right? Grammy making her famous enchiladas for us. We got all of that, right? Now, I should tell you, we were dealing with this on the heels of, it's been exactly 1 year since we buried my grandmother, my mother's mother, right? So we've had a slew of things that happen. I always tell people, we were really blessed during COVID, right? We didn't have those same situations. A lot of people lost a lot of family members during COVID, and my heart goes out to those people, right? And I always felt really grateful and blessed because we didn't have that. But guess what? As soon as 2022 came for my family, it's been left and right. It's been left and right that we have had beautiful members of our family pass on. And so now this is the time to definitely again understand you got to have faith, right? And let me go to my third point. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. That's the third point. When you're going through these seasons, you got to find moments of rest. You got to find moments of rejuvenation. When you're going through, you have to do that in the midst of caregiving. If you don't take care of yourself, then you're no good to nobody. And that's a tough one, right? I just talked about, I honored my commitment on the heels of, I had been sleeping at the hospital for 3 days. I was here with my mom for those 3 days. On that fourth day, I hopped on a plane and went with Taryn, to New York. And it was a beautiful trip. Don't get me wrong. It was a beautiful trip. Thank God. Right. And so that was respite. That was a little bit of respite that I needed. And I didn't even know that I needed. Right. But at the same time, everything was condensed in a small window. Right. And then calling here, checking, making sure that everything was okay. And things were, as good as they could be. Right. And then as soon as I got back here, right, cleaning up, I was coming off a plane and then coming back to the hospital and then getting right back into that routine, right, giving the people who had come and been here a little bit of a break so that so that I could be here, right? And so now we're we're back. We're back full swing. And in the midst of it, I'm getting texts or emails, you haven't made a video, you haven't posted. No, I haven't posted. It's been a whirlwind, right? And it's not even over yet. We're right in the midst of it. Right. So definitely I would say um trust in the Lord, right? I'm gonna give you a scripture. Isaiah, Isaiah 40:31. Isaiah 40:31. Isaiah 40:31 says, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. Right? Wow. And that's what we want to do, right? We want to soar. We want to soar, right? We want to soar, but there are so many situations in life that bring us down, right? And we're not soaring in the way that we need to. And so this leads me to point number 4. Actually, it's not really a point. I just really want to close out now that I think about it. Remember, remember when you are in the midst of this, you are not alone. Even though you might feel alone, right? I was having some pushback, right? When there was one point when the doctor came in, and that's the other reason why I'm here, because around the clock, because it seems like the doctor, they don't tell you when they're coming, right? And the caseworker doesn't tell you when they're coming, and the social workers don't tell you when they're coming, right? These people don't tell you anything. And so if you are not there and you are not present with your loved one, you will miss vital information. And I learned that years ago with my mother-in-law. I learned that with her, we had to be there around the clock so that we can get the information, because she was not able to relay the information to us, right? And so I'm grateful for that lesson early on. And so as we're here, we're able to meet with the doctors, but there was a point when I had to step out while the doctor was here, because I felt like my mother wasn't expressing her true feelings about what she wanted, right? And that was because of me, because I just told you, when she went through the chemo the first time, right? That was not for her. That was for us, right? And so don't be selfish. Let God have God's way in your loved one's life. It's going to be one of the hardest things that you ever do. I'm telling you this right now because I'm experiencing it yet again. Yet again. You have to let God have His way. God is with you. God is with you every step of the way. People are praying for you. How do I know? Because people are praying for me. People are praying for you. You are not alone. You may feel alone, but you are going to get through this, right? Know it, trust it, believe it. God's grace is with you. God's love is with you. God's mercy is with you. Find peace. Find peace and comfort in the midst of this uncertain time, right? I'm telling you that, but I'm also telling myself that, right? Because I tell you all the time on this channel, anything that I talk to you about is only what I've been through. I can't talk to you about anything that I don't know anything about, but this is something that I do know about because I'm experiencing it yet again, right? This time is a little bit different, right? Because it's my mom. Right, it's my mom. And as I said, I'm her only born. That's her term, not mine. So God bless you. God bless you. I hope that this helps. I hope that you'll understand what I'm talking about. I hope that you'll understand why I haven't posted, right? Um, because life has been lifing. But I do appreciate your prayers. I do appreciate your love. I do appreciate your thoughts. And thank you. Thank you. And if you are navigating hospice, if you are navigating palliative care for a parent, or if you need any kind of assistance, or if you just want to talk, reach out. And I appreciate those of you who reach out by email. I love to answer your emails because at the end of the day, yes, I am going through. I am in the midst of it, in the thick of it, as they say. But also, I know that I'm called to serve. I'm called to teach and I'm called to serve. And I have to do both because that's the only way that I'm walking in obedience of the calling that God has on my life. So God bless you. Thank you. This is where I've been. This is what's been going on for me. I love you all. Thank you for listening. And please remember to like, subscribe, and share if there's been something here that you found helpful. God bless you.